Hello, this is Mrs. Ringrose, and thanks for tuning back in to continue our Algebra 1 skills. Sometimes we have to interpret what happens at the end of the equation to find out if something has one solution, many solutions, or no solutions. It's the one, none, or all approach to math. Dun dun dun. Alright, so let's look at this first example I have for you. And the first side, everything looks good. I have 3x plus 12. There's nothing else I can simplify before I can start doing anything. So that's my left side. We're good. My right side of the equation, I need to distribute first. So I'm going to do that and do that. So I get 3 times 4 plus 3 times x. On this side, I'm just going to bring this down. And, okay, so I'm going to bring down the 3x plus 12, because again, there's nothing for me to do. And over here, I have 12 plus 3x. When I have variables on both sides, what I like to do is move the variable first. So it doesn't matter which side I look at, because they're both positive 3x. One is smaller than the other. But I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides in order to get my x's to cancel out. So 3x minus 3x plus 12 equals 12 plus 3x minus 3x. So again, notice I did the same thing to both sides. And what happens on sometimes, and it's really important to know because this can happen, is that I am left with 0 x's. I could write 0 x's, but that looks kind of silly. We just write nothing. So, but I am left with 12 equals 12, because over here as well is that my x's cancel. So when you are left with a situation like this, and we kind of looked at this example when we were doing the first lesson, when any number could have been a solution, what happens is that I can put any number in x and it's going to work. When you get to the end and you have 0 x's, and it's a true story, then you write all real numbers. So you ask yourself, does 12 equal 12? And if that's true, then you write all real numbers. The truth is that any number you can possibly think of will make this work. 1/2 will make this work. 2.3 will make this work. -1 million will make this work. And you can test me on that. Any number is going to make that work. All right, but going on to our second example. So sometimes you get just 1x is equal to something. That's what we've been doing the past other lessons. But sometimes you lose all your x's and your number equals your number. Or this can happen. So again, same kind of situation. I've got x's on both sides. That's a terrible line. I'm going to redraw that one. But I need to distribute. So -2 times 4 plus -2 times 2x. And this becomes -8 plus -4x. And on the other side, I'm going to bring down my 8 minus 4x and 8 minus 4x. All right, so I'm kind of noticing again that I've got -4x's on both sides. What's going to cancel out a -4x is positive 4x. So 8 minus 4x plus 4x will still equal -8 plus -4x plus 4x. All right, using the additive inverse property there. So my 4x and -4x cancel out because I get 0 x's on both sides. But in this instance, I'm left with positive 8 on the left side and -8 on the right side. Now I made this problem like a little bit more tricky than you usually will get. Sometimes it might have totally different numbers like 5 equals 10 or -2 equals 8. But I want you to recognize that these are not the same numbers. That's why I picked this problem. Okay, not equal. So if you get to the bottom and there's 0 x's, and not a true story, then you write no solutions. There is no number that you can think of or I can think of that will ever make this work. You can try it. You can sit there forever, eternity. Try every single number. Go ahead. I dare you. None of those numbers are going to work. So if you go through all this, so then a guess and check situation won't work with this, which is why we need to have all of these skills to solve. Because if you go through and try to solve this, you'll find out that you can't find a solution to this. There's no solution. All right, so I'm going to pick up the pace with the other 3 examples I have for you. They're all very similar in that we're trying to solve for x. And you might find that we have no answers, all real numbers, or 1 answer, like we've been doing. So let's find out. The first one, I have 1x plus 6x plus 5 equals 10 plus 7x. So if I put these two together, I get 7x plus 5 equals 10 plus 7x. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 7x's from both sides. So 7x minus 7x plus 5 should be equal to 10 plus 7x minus 7x. These cancel, and I get 5 equals 10. And those cancel to 0. So you have to ask yourself, does 5 equal 10? And the answer is not true. It's an equation, but it's not a true equation. So you write no solution. All right, again, there is no number that you can put in for x that's going to make this work. All right, next example. I have x's on both sides. I don't have any simplifying I have to do. So I'm going to go right into subtracting 2x from both sides. All right, because that's using the additive inverse property. So my 2x minus 2x goes to 0. And I'm left with 7 equals 1x minus 13. Now I know I want to get rid of that negative 13. So 7 plus 13 should equal x minus 13 plus 13. Because I'm allowed to add something to both sides of the equation. These cancel out. And I can simplify these together to get 20 equals x. I hope you're okay that I dropped the 1x. If you brought the 1x down all the way, you would have to divide, and you'd get that answer. So I get 1 answer. All right, and it happens to be x equals 20. All right, final example. If I pass out that 5, I get 5x plus 5 equals 5x plus 5. You're probably already noticing that it's the same thing on both sides, but I'm just going to walk you through so you see what happens. I can subtract 5x from both sides. All right, if I'm doing it to both sides, then the equation's still true. So cancel that out. This cancels to 0 x's, and I'm left with 5 equals 5. So, and then you want to ask yourself, does 5 equal 5? And the answer is true. Story. So, guess what? There's 0 x's. It's left with a true story. So you're going to write all real numbers. All right. So just keep that in mind when you're solving from now on, that you could have a situation where it's not just 1 answer. You have 0 answers, or all the answers are answers. All right. And have a good day. Make sure you ask me if you have any questions. Thank you.